Here's the grid in reverse. Nicola Bart and Ayhancan Güven are on the final row of the grid. On row 11, Mirko Bortolossi with a 5-place grid penalty. Tom Callender in his first season of DTM. Max Powell might be one to watch from 20th. Ricardo Feller starts 19th. Maurice Skewing 18th. Ben Durr, who's been an excellent qualifier and pole this year, back in 17th. Fabio Scherer 16th. Rene Rast back in 15th place, 4th in the championship. Timo Glock and Nicky Tim share row 7. On row 6, it's Marco Wittmann and Gilles Magnus, who qualified in the top 3 last time out. Maro Engel with the 3-place grid penalties alongside Ayhancan Güven. Thomas Preining 8th. Thierry Vermeulen 7th. Jack Aitken 2nd in the championship starts 6th alongside the championship leader Lucas Auer, who is 5th. Luca Engstler and Ben Green on the 2nd row of the grid. Ben with his best qualifying so far. Jules Gunon starts 2nd with a new chassis, and Jordan Pepper is on pole position. We're about to find out. The rolling start is about to get underway, and we'll go here at Sachsenring, and it's a good start for Jordan Pepper. He's just ahead of Jules Gunon. He's the only one that hasn't got a face full of spray. Now the Ferrari Ben Green comes up, has contact with Jack Aitken and Luca Engstler just behind. Jack couldn't get the car slowed down in time. Ben Green, meanwhile, the Ferrari nips ahead of the Mercedes of Jules Gunon for now, but he runs wide as they spiral their way downhill, down towards the Castrol Omega turn, but he has got 2nd place in the Ferrari, so Green up to 2nd, looking for his 2nd podium in as many weekends. On board with Rene Rast as he tries to fire his way through from 2/3 of the way down the field. It is the pole sitter, Jordan Pepper in 1st, Ben Green in 2nd, Jules Gunon is 3rd, and then it is Luca Engstler, and then it's side by side between the top 2 in the championship. The race, get a replay of the start. Yeah, Maro Engel in the blue and gold Mercedes got out of his lane, basically. That's why he was given the penalty, not for being ahead of where he should, but just for not being in the line. That was the contact between the top 2 in the between one of the top 2 in the championship, Jack Aitken, ahead of Lucas Auer, and then almost into the side. In fact, he was into the side of Engstler. Engstler fended him off on the run down through turn 4, and then Auer was able to get through. Behind it all was Maro Engel, and that's the sort of visibility you're looking at when you're driving these cars at over 200 kilometres an hour into some of these corners. Jack Aitken then, this was him looking for the gap, couldn't get it slowed down yet, just into the side of Engstler, almost into the back of the other Ferrari of Ben Green as well. There's Pavel from Emil Frey Racing, who gets very into the racing gear, he lives and breathes it. He's been working for the team for 12 years. He gets very... But what a start for Jordan Pepper, the perfect start, way out wide. Coming out of turn 11 for the first time is Luca Engstler in 4th place. And then in between them, the Ferrari of Ben Green and Jules Gunon in the Mercedes. What about that battle, that squabble? Well, Lucas Auer came out on top. He got ahead of Jack Aitken eventually. So he's up to 5th place. Jack Aitken down to 6th. On board with Thomas Preining, looking back at the fearsome BMW of Marco Wittmann, who's trying to find his way through, but Marco will have a face full of spray. There was that bit of contact between Aitken and Auer, as Aitken just couldn't get the car slowed down. Nobody's got any idea where to brake, have they? They've never done this before, so just guessing, just using a feel for it. But everybody survived the first lap. It was really excellent driving from them all. Lucas Auer, circuit rolls up and down towards turn 1 on slowest corners on the lap, back down to 2nd gear at about 75 kilometres an hour. To me, Brian, it looks like Jules Gunon in 3rd place. He's a bit quicker than the Ferrari of Ben Green at points, but just can't find a way past. The trouble is, Brian, he can't see where he's going because he's basically got a face full of spray until he ducks out of the line of the Ferrari.
You can almost sense the frustration as he just shows his nose on the inside around turn 3, but he can't make it stick. But now he has the gap. The 2 cars are running side by side, but Ben Green has the momentum around the wide outside. Can Jules Gunon make it stick? Look at the cars sliding around the corner. Now Gunon with a nose in front. He's up into 2nd place. Meanwhile, quickest man on the track is Jack Aitken as Ben Green tries to fight back on the outside, but Jules Gunon up into 2nd place. Now, what can he do about Jordan Pepper?
Very into the racing gear, he lives and breathes it. He's been working for the team for 12 years. He gets very excited when they win. He's a bit on tenterhooks at the moment. That was Gilles Magnus getting the Rene Rast treatment. He's going to start eventually to dry out because the rain has gone away, it's getting brighter, and they're going to have to adapt their driving style, their braking points, how quickly they get on the throttle. Everything's going to have to change. as we see this battle now between two champions. A two-time DTM champion ahead of you is Marco Wittmann in the Schubert at BMW. Torsten Schubert, who guided the team to their team's championship title last year, celebrating his birthday today. Big at the moment in the #1 Lamborghini. There's Jack Aitken getting too close for company. And the rear-facing camera coming from that man in the Mercedes, Lucas Auer, his nearest championship rival.
A little bit closer to slick tyre territory.
It's an excellent point as Jack Aitken has a look down the inside of Lucas Auer. He's got the gap, he's got his foot in the door. The Ferrari might go through here. The Mercedes will try and come back at him, but to no avail. Aitken goes through, so second in the championship, passes the championship leader and moves back ahead of him. So up to 5th place for Aitken. Auer down to 6th position, but they're both losing points to the driver that's right behind the pair of them in the championship, Jordan Pepper. Now, Maro Engel having a pretty decent run after his penalty, back up to 14th place. He's behind René Rast, and René has dropped down to 13th because Ricardo Feller, who was all over him for a couple of laps, has got past in the Land Audi. So Ricardo, free now. See how he goes, because he's absolutely dropped, hasn't he, that BMW? Look, he's almost on to the next group of Nicky Tim in 10th and Ayhancan Güven in 11th place.
Yeah, Feller's looking pretty useful in that Audi, and he has left René Rast in his wake, almost quite literally, really. So now René Rast clearly struggling for pace. Maro Engel, of course, who had that run through the penalty box
towards the end of that window, and you want as few laps as possible in slippery conditions on the slick tyres as you can. Remember, no tyre warmers allowed, and these tyres take at least a lap to get up to temperature in the dry. Slick tyre in the wet, good luck with that. So there's a little bit of contact there as Ben Green continues to do a sterling defensive job in 3rd place.
Engstler with the wide outside, Ben Green with arguably the quicker inside. Who's going to break late? Well, it's Ben Green still with the nose in front, but now Jack Aitken gets involved as well. Engstler to the inside of Ben Green. The two cars absolutely neck and neck around 2 towards turn 3. Jack Aitken fancies a move on Engstler as well. Ben Green still holds on. He goes deep into the corner. Now that leaves him vulnerable to Luca Engstler. This time Engstler with the nose in front, squeezes him onto the grass. Luca Engstler briefly up into 3rd place. Now Ben Green coming back. Jack Aitken doesn't know who to follow here. Ben Green back into that 3rd place.
Fantastic racing from both of them. Ben Green gets his elbows out, stays in front, and now here's the opportunity for Jack Aitken to make it another pass. He's into 4th place. As he watches this fantastic battle, Engstler gave it everything, didn't he? Tremendous drive. This is the bit, look, he's on the grass. It's muddy grass. You're not supposed to have traction there, Ben. He just throws caution to the wind. I'm staying in front, he says. You are not coming through. Bits of bodywork fly. That's a wing mirror gone, isn't it, on the left side of Luke Rexon's car. It's going to make 7.3 seconds. That's the team that runs Jules Gounon. You can find 0.6 of a second. That would be enough to get him into the lead, as we see.
And Ayhancan, so here we go. Everybody's going to be watching the timing screens here. So the BMW of René Rast and the Mustang of Ayhancan. And out of the pits they come, very close. They're running side by side as Ayhancan, who just eases in front, but René Rast had to back out of it as he came out of the pit box. So Ayhancan jumping up in front of René Rast.
With the biggest, widest cars, trying to share a very narrow pit lane space.
13. So it's definitely getting into that realm, isn't it? Thomas Preining, again, a little look on Jack Aitken. Of course, with those wet weather tyres, he's got a bit of grip off the dry line.
Giving him a shove up the hill here, isn't he? Come on, Ferrari, he says. And Luca Engstler now comes into the pits in the background. Ayhancan Güven has just set the fastest lap of the race. 128.374. Here comes Tommy Preining down the inside of Jack Aitken, but he goes too deep into the corner. The Ferrari nips back up the inside of him, and Jack Aitken grabs that 4th place straight back from Thomas Preining. Brave effort from the Austrian, but Jack Aitken kind of saw it coming, didn't he? Waved him through, and so I'll get you on the way out of the corner. But the Ferrari struggling through the apex and back through now. Comes the Porsche on the way through turn 3, and Preining gets the job done. This time he's up to 4th place. All the way through the middle of that. Down to turn 12, but if you get it wrong on the slick tyre, you've got no chance. That's what's happened to Thierry Vermeulen, and he's skated off, and as soon as you get off that dry line, it's damp, it's even slippier, and then that sends you onto the grass, which is damp and muddy, so a lot of time lost. That's the danger. Ben Green, then, is the first of the 3 Ferraris to come in. It's going to be a busy 4 minutes, this, for Emile Frey Racing, isn't it?
René Rast's quickest in Sector 2 as well, so purple's in Sector 1 and in Sector 2. Good job by Emile Frey Racing. They were rehearsing those pit stops when it was almost dark last night. Well, that's all paid off because Ben Green's in and out. Fairly decent stop for him. Everybody else, 7.6 in fact for Ben Green. Now it's getting very, very busy in the pit lane. What a great perspective from Eric Lingerman for Team Winward Racing. No pressure, got a camera on your head as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and you've got to deal with the slippery surface as well, which is another factor.
So quick, but now the slick tyres are ready. So Manthey EMA get to work. They are so good on pit stops, have been all season long. He lights up the rear tyres. Out into the fast lane goes Thomas Preining. Job done. Great job by the team. In Manthey, of course, had pitted a couple of laps earlier, had hot tyres as well. The drivers having to tiptoe to get heat into the tyres in front of this battle. Look at Ben Green, who's trying to pick his time to get past Ayhancan Güven while the temperature is building in the tyres. You saw Thomas Preining just weaving as well, but Ben Green trying to make the jump as quickly as he can. There's a traffic jam behind everybody with those slippery tyres, trying to get the temperature into them. And it looks so Jordan Pepper has held off Jules Gounon at the lead of the race, but Thomas Preining into third place.
Yeah, he's the big winner in all of that, isn't he?
Whoa!
No! Thierry Vermeulen trying to get at the inside of a firm. Maro Engel pirouettes around once, twice, 720-degree spin. It looks pretty, it looks beautiful, it's well controlled, but ultimately he's going to lose a ton of time. Absolute missile coming at me because Preining is already closed the gap. He started the lap half a second behind. He's now right behind the rear wing of Jordan Pepper. And even if he's got the world's widest Lamborghini, Brian, this is going to be super hard to keep Preining behind him.
Yeah, he's going to struggle, isn't he? He's got 8 minutes into the gravel trap and he's going nowhere. I think we're going to get some kind of caution here because he's in a very vulnerable position.
Absolutely, and he's properly beached, isn't he? So Nicolas Bart, the Belgian driver, I'm afraid, stuck, stranded where he is.
Good flag, in fact.
Four,
because the clock hasn't struck 0. So Jordan Pepper would have done better to have backed him up a bit longer, really, wouldn't he? Right, here we go, back along the pit straight.
4 laps to go, including this one. Windscreen wipers on, heart rate's up. Pepper continues to lead further back, though. Ben Green getting up the inside of Luca Exler. What a great race this has been for Ricardo Feller as well in the Audi. He's coming up the inside, 3 abreast here. Exler and Green going at it again. They're not the best of friends. Here comes Ricardo Feller to try and join the party, and Maurice Scuring is trying to get around the outside of everybody in the orange and black Manthey-Porsche. So fantastic stuff. Nobody's got any idea how much grip there is until they get there. Hasn't worked. Here comes Thomas Preining then on his way through turn 13. Gets on the gas, accelerates over the line. Preining being urged on here because here comes Jordan Pepper fully alongside him, and Ayhancan Güven for company as well. Pepper back into the lead of the race. He's on the outside though. Preining's on the inside. Contact between them. Güven's going to get the lead. Güven goes through from third to first in the bright green Porsche. Shoved off onto the curbs of the grass is Preining. Second stays the Jordan Pepper Lamborghini, but it's Ayhancan Güven that benefits. And now here comes Jack Aitken. He slices up the inside and goes third. Wow!
What an amazing move. Ayhancan Güven chose his time for when the front 2 cars got together. Jordan Pepper found some pace from somewhere to pull alongside Thomas Preining, but it was Ayhancan Güven who came out on top. Now Jack Aitken squeezes his way through as well into a podium position. A lap ago, Thomas Preining was leading the race. Now he's in 4th.
How is he going to finish 4th in this race? Oh, and Ben Green, I'm afraid, on the last lap of the race is off into the gravel trap. He was running in 6th place, but Ayhancan Güven is about to become a 3-time DTM race winner. He picked that move to perfection. He let them get on with their battle. It was a parting of the waves, and through he went as Maro Engel now driving up the inside of Lucas out to potentially put Lucas down to 12th place. But opportunistic driving from Ayhancan Güven gets him his 3rd win of the season.
I'm speechless. It's incredible.
Well, that's going to be bittersweet for Manthey, isn't it? Wow.
This is how we do, guys, okay? Let's go.
He's won the race. He just picked that to perfection. He's going to have to buy his teammate, Thomas Preining, a very large beer. He's going for it. He's getting the racing drivers. Jack Aitken getting fully pelted there. And big, big smiles on Ayhancan Güven's face. It is turning into easily his best season so far in the DTM. The most dramatic race of the season, wasn't it? That's for sure. Ayhancan Güven wins it then, right at the death, taking victory from Jordan Pepper. 3rd, Jack Aitken. Thomas Preining 4th. He led with a lap and a bit to go.